Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Shamshir sound video. My name is Ali Nadem, and today we're going to be looking at something unique. We're going to try to make some atmospheric element effects, and I want to make some sort of background rain. Yesterday and a few days earlier, I'm working on a hard electro song, and I wanted to make some kind of like ambience in the background, similar to what Kashmir has created, or when you guys search on YouTube, like 10 hours of rain, like that constant rain. Of course, you could go outside and sample that, but not everyone has the accommodations to get that sampling and recording perfectly. So let's try to make something. It's definitely not going to be on par with the real thing, but maybe something atmospheric because we're going to bring it down in level anyways. So guys, make sure you have speakers or you plug in your earbuds or something to hear this because the levels are going to be quite low. So let's jump right in. When we're making rain, I find that using the different sources of noise is very effective. What we're going to do here, I'm going to go File, New Sound. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to make this monophonic. We're only going to be playing one note. And you can see there we don't want the saw, so let's disable that. And let's just focus on white noise. Now, one thing is when we hear the rain, it's going to be like when you're standing outside, think realistically, like you're standing outside, the rain is surrounding you. You know, it's in front of you, it's to the left, it's to the right, it's covering 360. And because of that, I'm going to make this sound wide. I'm not going to keep it like in the middle. I want to make it really panned all the way around. So I'm actually going to slap on a dimension expander and I'm going to just say, to hell with it, probably just crank it all the way up. Now, it sounds really bad right now, but we're going to fix this. Another thing, too, is that when the rain falls, it, generally speaking, not all the time, but it progresses into it, right? It's not like no rain and then smash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the attack to something like 70. And I'm going to bring down the level, too, to about 50 for now. We can boost it up or bring it down as we see fit. So we got 50, and I'm going to adjust the release after we're done designing some of the stuff. So you can see already just with volume shaping, it now sounds more like, you're in the jungle, be it without the jungle sounds, and the rain is progressing. Now, one thing is that when the rain hits the ground, we're not up in the clouds. We're not at the source. And so why would it make sense for it to be so bright? It doesn't, in my opinion. So we're going to put on a low pass 4. We don't need any resonance, but I'm going to bring this down to maybe around like 3/4. So let's check this out. Maybe around there. So 76. This way it sounds more like it's the rain falling on the ground as opposed to just bright noise, because we want to try and blur this noise because otherwise it's too obvious that it's just noise. So now that's cool. Let's go ahead. Let's just play with some EQ, maybe add a bit of high shelf, maybe remove some of the lows. Okay, so not much to the EQ there, 51 high shelf and 46 low shelf. What we're going to do next is I'm going to add on a reverb. I'm going to go with a larger reverb. Okay, so we'll leave that reverb on. We don't need vibrato, so let's get rid of vibrato. Let's clone this. And with the cloned one, what we're going to do is we're going to maybe introduce some sort of like hiss. Some sort of artifacts, clicking, maybe some sort of like tape. The reason why is because we have to remember that when rain falls, it's touching trees, it's hitting other stuff, it's being displaced, diffused, and so because of that, we need like little, different crackles or something. And I'm gonna copy this, paste it on there. Let's mute this one. Let's play around with some of the others like tape hiss and metallic and noise. So I like the depth of brown. The brown definitely has like a lot of low end. But let's see what else we get. And we might try adding bit crush. I like this one, paper. Let's see if we can mix it into the rain one. I'm not too fond of what's going on in the low end, so let's try and clean that up. This way we can kind of get like a little bit of hiss. And let's not just stop there. So let's give these just a name. So this is our main rain, noise rain. We'll call this noise paper. And this one, we're going to maybe bring in the brown. So I'm going to put noise deep. And let's paste that same one, but let's switch to brown noise. I think I might disable the reverb. It might be a bit too much, but we probably can get away with it. Okay, very subtle, you know, even with or without the reverb. Volume is really more important than going immediately to EQ. Now, don't get me wrong, EQ is very important. But here it's about the atmosphere. And this is going to be so back in the mix, like minus 48, minus 64, maybe minus 24, something at its highest, that we can get away with those kind of issues. Let's see. Let's go ahead and add something else before we try and add like a fourth. I want to see if I can add some sort of like hiss to this rain. And I'm going to try and do it using Bit Crush, because Bit Crush will generate some kind of new harmonics. And let's see if this can work. See how we get that crush? Now, the question is, do we want to obstruct the normal rain? Perhaps it's better to create a dedicated one. So we'll call this one Noise Bit Crush. And let's disable Bit Crush off of the normal one. Let's come to the Bit Crush one. So instead of using a performer or something, we're just going to keep this a static sound. So it's sounding pretty good. Let's see what it sounds like now. We have just a 16 bar here. It's not too bad. What we're going to do with the release, like I said, I'm going to put the release around 70 as well, because you want it to fade in slowly. You want it to fade out slowly. You don't want it to end abruptly. And so this is going to help it kind of sound a bit more natural. And we'll see if we can give a bit of change to the tonality. This Bit Crush noise is not really doing much for it. So I might just switch this up with something else. So rather than having this Bit Crushed one, let's switch to something like maybe even like Murmur. We'll mess with the color. So Murmur is not that great. High metallic. Nah. Water pipes. No, same with that one. Doesn't sound that natural with what we're trying to do. I like this one, Tape Hiss. So we'll keep this in the back and introduce it slowly. It's not bad. So what we'll do now, guys, is we'll just slap on an EQ. And for this, I'm just going to use the parametric EQ. I'm just going to take a look, maybe roll off some of the highs a bit. All right, so it's not sounding too bad. It is very reverby. It's very like white noisy, but I think it's sounding not too bad actually. So overall, this is the result we got just by messing around with white noise, reverb, a little bit of EQ, and also really big focus on the attack and release envelopes, both of which we put to 70. So here's the final result. Guys, I hope you liked this video. Feel free to download this and build upon it, do whatever you like with this. I was just hoping you guys can get inspired to maybe make some sort of backgrounds. And it's okay if the quality of this is not great because it's not fantastic, but when you guys put it very low in your mix, you can get away with a lot of that. If a sample isn't fantastic, but it's very low in the mix, very distant in the mix, then you can use that appropriately. and do some really cool stuff with this. So when I hear this, it just reminds me of like some rain that's starting slowly and just kind of fading away. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button. Thank you for all you guys that have just arrived on this channel, or if you've been here for a while. We make videos every few days covering sound design, electro house, big room, all types of EDM. We're going to be covering a lot of interesting stuff in the future. And of course, the sample pack is dropping very soon. Ali Nadem Signature Sounds Volume 1, which is going to be really dope. It's going to be like a gold mine to really supplement your existing stuff and to give you tons of fresh ideas, cool effects, cool drums, a lot of synth shots. So I'm stoked for you guys to get that in your hands. And guys, make sure to drop a comment. Let me know any suggestions, what you guys want me to cover in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay subscribed and take it easy. Take care.